out here getting ready for season opens here in Georgia in about 3 weeks. Well, as you can see, I got a brand new toy. I guess I've always been that guy that I've shot Mathews for a lot of years now, and I love a Mathews bow. But this year I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to give it all a fair shake. So what I did was I went out and shot, I think it was 5 of the bigger companies' flagship bows. And this Elite Remedy felt the best in my hand, which I've always, Matthew can tell you, I like a longer axle bow. I don't like a short 20, 30 inch. I've always shot, 35, 34, 33 inches about the shortest bow I've shot. They just feel better to me. And I ended up going with the Elite Remedy, 60 pounds, 28.5 inches. Ended up putting the Excel AccuTouch Carbon Pro on here with the 5-pin sight. Check out that 5-pin sight. It's a sweet setup. And I have the bottom pin's 40, but I also have the bottom pin as a floater. So if I want to shoot outside of 40, I can just dial up whatever I want and shoot the bottom pin. I like it like that, which the average bow shot here in Georgia, with it being thick like it is, our average distance on a shot is 18 yards. So you really, usually with just one pin is all you need, especially some of the places we hunt in town. we had some deer, what, 4 yards last year, 3 yards?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculously close, because you got such tight quarters. But ended up putting a Hamskea rest on it. I shot that Hamskea for, oh gosh, I don't know. I've had it on all my target bows, all my hunting bows, everything for the last, I guess, 4 or 5 years.
Did the cage come on this one?
Yeah, this is the hunter model, because it's got the felt on it here, so it's quiet when you draw back. The one that's on the 3D bows, it doesn't have it. It's just an open setup. But and some of this stuff was on my bow from last year. Put the slight light on here. This slight light right here. Yeah, pull that thing off. That slight light right there is 3 years old. You know how many times I've changed the batteries in that thing?
0.
0. And I've left this thing on, but I like it. It is a little bit loud, but you can turn it on, when it starts getting dusk. You can flip it on low, high, whatever you want, but it's got 5 settings. I love that light. It is foolproof. It keeps you from having the little button ones. It might not. I'd just soon click it on, be done with it, and then click it off. But I really like that light. Ended up going with the Wick Stick stabilizers. This is the same setup I had on my bow last year. I liked them so much, I just run them on this bow. Ended up with the 12 out front, 10 out back. I think I got 6 on the back and 6 ounces on the back and 2 on the front, and it holds really well. It is super balanced. But what I did do different was set quiver. I went with the Conquest quiver. I like this thing. It's just quick on and off, boom, off, on, that quick. And it comes with a little buckle. You take it with you. I put it on my backpack. I just clip it on it when I get in the stand, because I don't shoot a bow. I shot it a while ago with it on here when Matthew walked up, but I don't shoot it in the stand. But the main difference between this year and all other years is last year I had a problem with penetration on my arrows. And I hunted the same deer pretty much all season. And I got an opportunity at him 3 days before season closed. And he was quartering to me a little bit. And I watched him for 15 minutes. And I decided I would shoot through his shoulder blade and go into the vitals. Well, I was shooting the same gold tips last year, but they were 340s. And I only had 100 grains on the front. And I was shooting a mechanical. Well, that mechanical literally stuck in the shoulder blade, and the deer run off, and it broke off, and I literally got 0 penetration. It was that far when it broke off in his shoulder blade. The deer was back there on camera where I shot him at that very night, and I shot him that afternoon. It was literally 4 hours later he was back down there eating. So what I decided to do, 60 pounds, 28.5 inch draw, I went with a 300 Pierce. And the reason I did this is this thing is 9.1 grains per inch, so it's a heavy arrow to start with. but I went with 150 grain fixed blade broadhead. I added 40 grains. I think these are 145s is what they are. German Jaggers is what they are. I shot them in a recurve last year. There's no, that thing is, if you touch it, it'll bust you open. But 145 grains, and I put 40 grains on the back of the insert. The total arrow weight is 546 grains. And Matthew can tell you that thing hit that target right there, and it just rocks that target when it hits. But that was the main reason, because if you spend that much time like we do after one deer, when you get a chance at him, you want to be able to shoot him. If he's quartering to, quartering away, whatever, you want to be able to go through that shoulder, do whatever you need to do to get him on the ground. Because I literally spent 3 months chasing that deer, and when I get the opportunity, your broadhead not going through the shoulder blade, that's not going to cut it. So I just watched some of the stuff that Ranch Fairy done, and a lot of it just made sense. And a lot of the tests that he done, you know, as far as penetration on some of the hogs and the deer, it just made sense to me. So that's what I went with. But y'all stay tuned, and here in about 3 weeks, we're gonna go see if we can't put this thing to work, and I'll do another review on it after I shoot a deer with it, and we'll let you know exactly what kind of penetration we get with these arrows. So y'all come back and see us, and if you like these videos, hit that like button and subscribe, and we'll bring you some more of these things. Hey, I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Sam Smith at Sam Bows Archery in Isla, Georgia, for helping me get this thing set up. Sam sets up all my bows, helps me get them tuned up and ready to go. So if y'all need any work done, need a new bow, whatever you need, go see Sam at Sam Bows Archery. He'll hook you up.